Yeah, it is hard to believe that it's here. It's almost, just a couple days ago we said it's a month until our first official game, which is unreal. And then you start to think about in a couple weeks we're playing in our first exhibition game at home. So really excited about this team. I love the energy that we bring. We have this youthfulness that I think is going to be really, really good for us. We're going to have a lot of learning experiences, and learning experiences can be good and sometimes not as fun. But overall, just couldn't be more excited about getting our returners back on the floor, pretty healthy, and just really excited about the new players that we have too. It's going to be really fun and exciting this year. Get in the Knapp Center. Anybody have any questions? That easy, huh?
Last year was obviously last year. How does that maybe change expectations coming into this year, if at all?
Yeah, good question about changing expectations. And I think, for us, we always want to be our very, very best. But I think the thing that we're trying to really learn is how to really separate, and not just separate just in terms of where our program is, that's part of it, but also the day-to-day. And so we want to be the best we can be every single day. We are going to be young. We are moving people into different parts. But I think the beautiful thing about our system is that every one player that changes, the system looks different. So we will look different, but it looks different with every substitution in every game. So it's going to be no different this year. So the expectation is still bring your best every single day and to sell out the Knapp Center. That's the expectation for our fans.
How did maybe last year's success change the way you guys approach the offseason?
Yeah, I think every year we've approached the off season again to really hone in on individual skill development, and then to continue to put the pieces back together to build team chemistry. And we've done that probably every single year. I think in terms of drive and motivation for our team, I think we had a great year, and I think we wish we would have finished a little bit better. And so that just continues to drive us. And again, those are really high expectations. A lot of people would say, I can't believe she just said that she was disappointed in the way it ended, right? But at the same time, I think our players are very driven to get better individually and collectively.
You've dealt with significant injuries the last couple of years, and you did say healthy. Is everybody healthy all the way down?
Well, not exactly. So Maya Mertz will be out for the season, which is unfortunate for us. She hurt her knee this summer, so that was really unfortunate. So again, part of, we're already on plan whatever. We're not on plan A, I can promise you that. Becca Jonas is getting better and more healthy every single day. So obviously she got hurt before the NCAA tournament last year. And then Maddie Dean and Sarah Ryan both look really good. So they've looked really, really, really good in the off season, have continued to get better. And so it's really nice now to look at a roster and say that Sarah Ryan's only a sophomore and that Maddie Dean's only a junior. So those are really nice things that come out of it. But we do need to continue to focus on staying healthy.
How big would it be, Sarah?
Well, I think it's going to be huge. I think, because right now everyone's trying to kind of find their way a little bit, and we'll continue to see that probably, hopefully not before November 1st, or get that out of the way until November 1st. But it's huge because you kind of have hidden experience, and both players had such significant impact on their team, probably in their first couple years. Sarah in her first year, Maddie in her first 2 years. So that will be fun to be able to come back. But they will be huge in terms of just they've had game experience, they know how to practice, they know the system, and then they've also gotten to see it in a different light. Sometimes you can't, as coaches, we can't always feel what's going on the court, and that's a player's job, is to really be able to feel it. But as a coach, you can see a lot that a player can't necessarily feel. And so they've gotten to be able to really understand and learn both sides of that, which really I think will enhance their own personal game, as well as understanding where the coaches are coming and where our perspective is as well. So I think in terms of that, I think they're going to be even better than they've ever been. Anybody else? Yeah.
Coach, your freshman classes have always been very impressive. You add 3 coming into this year. What have you seen out of them so far here in the early goings, and what excites you about this group?
Yeah, I really like our freshman class. I think, Hannah Fuller from Valley High School right down the road, state champion. You can never have too many state champions, never too many winners on your team. You really can't. That's really how we've built it, is players that have had a lot of success before they got here. She's just a tough-nosed player. I think she brings competitiveness every day in practice. Katie Van Soyk just makes plays. She can just shoot the ball. She's really understanding. She's got length. She's kind of our typical tweener that we've kind of made a living off of. She's very versatile, can go inside, outside. But she right now, she just can recover so quickly. One, because she can make a shot, and two, because she can go forever, and those are things that she can really do well. And then Maddie Monahan is probably one of the most coachable players that we've ever had. She's one that's constantly trying to learn the game. She's a true point guard. She really does a nice job of setting people up, has a great motor, very, very tough, and all three will be very significant impacts on this team. Anybody else?
Lizzie did a lot for you guys last year. It might be easy to kind of say backup hitter might slide just right into that role. Is that kind of how you see her role this year, or will it be a little different?
Well, I think Becca did pretty well last year, too, so she can keep her own role, honestly. And so I think nobody's going to come in and fill a role of Lizzie Wendell, and nobody's going to come in and fill a role of Caitlin Engel, but we have a lot of roles that did really nice job last year that they're just going to make their game a little bit more of an increment this season. So like a Sammy Backroad is one that is a really, really good player. She can play point guard. She can play 1 through 5 if we need her to. And she's very willing to play 1 through 5 if we need her to. And so her game just continues to grow, but it's not going to start to shift to be somebody else's. And it's the same, I think, with Becca Hittner. She's another player that could play literally 1 through 5 for us. And so her versatility, her experience on her own right, going to USA Basketball, I think has really driven her as well to continue to be an even more complete player. But she's not going to slide in anybody's role. She's just going to keep hers, but make it a little bit better.
You see Sammy kind of taking that lead point guard role?
I don't know yet. We haven't. We've just kind of started practice. I think, she played a lot of point for us last year. We have Paige Griner that can also play point, and then Maddie Monahan's also a point guard. So we have nice balance in there. We have a lot of people that can handle the ball, and then we have a lot of people that are just really versatile. So if we need to pass or we need to be able to bring the ball up the floor, we have a lot of different hands that can be there.
One more for me. You had a really busy off season, and part of that was going to Colorado for the U.S. National Tryouts. You were a coach there, and of course you had one of your own players, Becca Hittner, there. Talk a little bit about that experience, some of your takeaways from that, and maybe some of the things you learned from that you're teaching your team this season.
Yeah, I think that it's an amazing experience to be able to just go down to Colorado Springs at the Olympic facility. I mean, it's an unbelievable culture and just facility in itself. And so I think the understanding of really being your best every single day and understanding that no matter what the pressure is that's on you, your best is good enough. And that's, I think, where we've got to make sure that we continue to just bring our best every single day, and just be who we are. Because there's a lot of really good things that we do, and we're fun to watch, and we play really hard. We've already had practice for a couple weeks now, and I don't think there's been one time that we've had to stop practice and say, okay, we're questioning effort. There's plenty of times we've had to stop practice, don't get me wrong, for a lot of different things, but not for effort. And I think that's one of the takeaways, is that our standard of working hard, we just don't have to worry about. If you're not going to do it, then you're going to get weeded out within the process anyway, and the team's going to do it. I don't have to. And so I think that's where, I think Becca brought that back. I think we've seen that, but we really hold each other to a really high standard.